Today we're looking at the white tree frogs. We haven't caught up with these guys in a while. As you see, their enclosure has changed a lot. We've moved back to a relatively simple setup. No more plants in here for right now. It's all water. And then as you see, they have a bunch of logs and stuff, ways to just get out of the water. And yeah, we changed everything up back to the paludarium setup. And I'm glad we did because we have hundreds of tadpole eggs in here. I want to get in here and get them out, put them into little containers, and hopefully we can hatch out some of these eggs. They're everywhere. There's a huge deposit back here, right? Like there's like 500 of them right there, right? But they are everywhere. So I got my little tool. It's like a little modified sucker. I cut the end off of this thing with like the medicine. I don't know what these things are, but yeah. I cut the end off and then I widened the hole so we can just pull the eggs up. And then I'm putting them into this container here. As you see, I got a couple of them in here. But that's how I've been doing it. So I'm gonna get in here and see how many I can get out. And then, yeah, we'll move from there, see what we're working with. A little over a year ago, I brought in 4 white tree frogs with the intention of breeding them and bringing in my own captive bred baby tree frogs. And I knew a couple things about these animals. They were pretty hardy, relatively easy to care for, and easy to breed. And while the first 2 things were very true, the last thing was not so much for me. I spent the last year going over build after build after build, just really trying to figure things out. And after about a year and a half and 5 or 6 different rebuilds, we finally cracked the code and got our own baby tadpoles coming up in this world. They're about a week old now. The first couple of days went very well. Now, we got in here and pulled out about 300 eggs, and there are still so many in there. We got a lot of them, y'all. And I think the ones that are white are not fertile, but the ones that are black are the ones that all have a chance at life. So we got quite a few, and those are the ones we pulled up out of here. But there are still yet so many in here. I didn't want to stress her out. She's on guard duty. It's actually kind of funny. Right there, beautiful animal though. But we got a couple hundred ourselves in this container. And then, like I said, there's still hundreds of them in here. So, and we're just gonna let them do their thing. If they should hatch out in here naturally, then we'll come collect tadpoles one day. Cause I know that, as you see, like they're all in these rocks and everything too. So I know they're gonna be spawning everywhere. So we'll give them some time to do their thing naturally. We're gonna keep our eyes on these. So that's where we're at. So everything worked out. We got breeding going on with the frogs. Let me open this up. And that's our male right there. He was real busy last night. We got, like I said, 3 females in here with him. She's the one that dropped the eggs. She's on my neck right now. But yeah, hopefully we have more, and we're just gonna start setting these dudes up. I got an enclosure I want to start getting ready. And yeah, let's get to work. All right, you dudes, it's like 24 hours later. I don't know if you can see this, but some of the eggs have started to elongate, and they're actually reaching out like towards the surface. That light's a little bright. But yeah, let me see. I don't know if we'll be able to get get good footage of this. I'm trying, you dudes, I'm trying. But yeah, they're moving too, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this is just 24 hours after. We got all these up here. There's like 150 of them scattered throughout. They're on the log also. I don't know if you guys can see back there. They're everywhere, right? But then there's this huge deposit in the back still of hundreds of them. So, but it seems the ones in this enclosure are doing a little bit better than the ones I've taken out. And I think it has something to do with the fresh water running over the eggs. So yeah, we're gonna keep the other ones in the cup and just keep an eye on them. But yeah, everything's going according to plan, man. This is kind of dope. We're just gonna keep an eye on them and watch everything. And our frogs are all, everybody's doing good, looking good. I actually can't wait to get little tadpoles. This is gonna be so dope. But yeah, this is day 2, like I said. And this is where we are. We got hundreds of them coming up in the ranks. All right, you dudes, here we go. It is 48 hours later, so 2 days later, right? And I thought I had a little bit of time. But if you look, we have hundreds of them. They are everywhere. I know y'all see them all back there on the log. Right here on the front glass, hanging out. We have tadpoles everywhere. I thought I had some time. I thought it was like 1 to 3 weeks or something. All the research I was seeing was saying I had a little bit of time. I didn't know literally 48 hours later they were gonna be out swimming in the water. So I think we're gonna give them a couple days in here, let them get a little bit of size on them. And we're gonna build them something that they can grow up in. I see that they like the fresh running water, so we're gonna have to supply them with fresh running water. But yeah, we've got a lot, guys. We've got a lot of these. I don't know if y'all see on the wall back there, it's just so many of them. They are everywhere. So we're gonna do our best to, you know, keep these guys healthy. But this is my first time breeding frogs. If anybody has any tips, please help your boy out, because we got a lot going on. I'm just not exactly sure when I should take them out of this paludarium setup. If you guys have any experience breeding white tree frogs, down in the comments, please let me know when would be a good time to take them out. If I can do it now, how many I should introduce to the enclosure. Now, when the tadpoles finally showed up, they showed up in troves. We have about 200, maybe 300 of them. There's a lot of babies in here. We gotta do our best to keep these animals alive. Now, what do we know about these tadpoles? These animals in general, is that these tadpoles are gonna go through a lot of changes before they leave the water. Starting off vegetarian, I'm pretty sure. Then looking for more protein, but right before they start to grow their legs, then they'll start to grow their legs, and you know, and then shortly after that they leave the water. So in the beginning I took a bunch out in this syringe here, put them in a bowl of fresh water. That was about 100 of them, maybe 150, something like that. It was quite a few. And I separated them, and I wanted to see, you know, who was gonna do better, but the ones in the enclosure with the running fresh water were doing better. So I just put the eggs that were separated back into this enclosure so there were no issues. Like I said, this is my first time with tadpoles. Didn't really want to mess anything up, right? But they have an enclosure that's fresh water built, and there's ways for them to get out of the water, but I think I might just build them like a vivarium and then include a pond in there, and then just add them to the vivarium, and then let them leave like the little pond area when they're ready. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do it, but I'm thinking to go with that. We'll see though, but I'll put a couple inside of this enclosure that we have built for them and see how they do there. We'll kind of run a dual test. And I know a lot of you out there are a little better at this than I am, right? Some of you guys have a lot more experience breeding these frogs, even just frogs in general, even way more difficult frogs. So let me know down in the comments when would be a good time to take these guys out of here, put them into their own enclosures, if I can do it now, if that would benefit them, when it'd be good to switch up their diet. Like I said, we're about 7 days in. These are white street frogs, and as you've seen, they were out swimming out of their eggs in either 1 day or 2 days. So everything's moving kind of fast. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but let me know when would be a good time to start taking them out. I'm even cool with waiting up until the point that I start to see the back legs develop or whatever. I'm cool with that, right? I start to see back legs develop, and that'll be right after we change to the protein diet. Then we start picking them up, moving them over there. If that's too long, let me know. Anyways, regardless, I appreciate your help anyway. I'm your boy Smith. This is All Things Living. Once again, I appreciate you guys stopping by. You could have been anywhere else on the planet, but you decided to be here. That means a lot. Anyways, I'm out.